Okay. Alright. Hi. Yes, hello. Welcome. This old thing. No, this new thing. Brand new thing. This right here is a baritone ukulele that I picked up off of the Amazon. There was a seller there. I tried to pick this ukulele up off of the eBay and didn't think it was ever going to come, so I canceled the order on the eBay and then ordered this one and I got it, and then today I got another one of these. So I now have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to baritone ukuleles that look like this. It is a gorgeous object, isn't it? This is pretty. Look at all this stuff. It's got a little built-in tuner. It's got all this detailing. The tone is very nice. Look at that. And this is a baritone ukulele. Now what that means is, this is basically, you take a guitar, you make the neck a little bit shorter, but not by much, and you take off the lowest two strings, and there you are. That's a baritone ukulele. Now, this really hasn't been around as an instrument for as long as the others. This is the one that I will be playing things like Cheese Henge, you know. But I'll also be playing some other stuff on it. The hat's back because I felt like I needed it. Today, I did not actually go to work. This was a day off for me, so did a bunch of other stuff like go to IKEA and get the object which is currently blocking the shot over my shoulder over here. That's actually, we got that last week. Got it assembled this week. I got the taller one that goes on the other side of this thing over here, where you currently see this kind of black and white sign. There's going to be another bookcase right there. It's going to turn that into a little reading nook, and then we're going to curtain it off. And I will learn to play the right chords. And my beloved will actually finally have that covered reading nook she's wanted for so long. And I think that's a good thing. All right, so let's do this. We're going to start off with a song that I hope is one of my favorites, and I hope it's one of yours. Yes, the song that I accidentally wrote while I was trying to write Jana's song, and I am still working on Jana's song, and Jana, I have not forgotten your song. Trust me. It will get there eventually. Otherwise, this will turn out to be your song, and I'm just going to hold myself completely accountable. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen. That sounds good. And his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero that has come from such a start. Our man Festus wasn't one of them. He was neither brave nor smart. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men meant for glory, bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame. And among that noble roll call, you will not find Festus's name. For his voice was not noble, not yet. is bearing very fine. Now the D chord, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". There are heroes, myths, and legends. It's your own song, one of the lyrics that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man, but from lowly circumstances some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there is just my own guess. But in noble battles some men can achieve beyond compare. And on the battlefield of Hastings, our man Festus was not there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. Thoughtful Bart. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure. Very thoughtful part. And our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known of Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of. Well, we're all pretty sure he died. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. And there we go. Off and running on the first song. I would like to thank all three of my regular viewers for hanging out with me once again on this. I was having a little bit of a, oh, I am not famous moment. You know, I mean, we all kind of want to be famous, but on our own terms. And it's the middle of, we're at the 6 months, we're at the 6 month wall. Somebody actually wrote a very thoughtful analysis of how when you're in a crisis environment and you can't get away from the crisis environment, 6 months in, you get a bit of fatigue, and I'm pretty sure that I'm suffering from that, and I don't doubt for the moment that y'all are as well, and I'm hoping that my goofy behavior here helps to add a little needed levity to the day. They actually were out of this seltzer at the grocery store last week when I went to go buy some. So I bought a different one, which was also good, but a little more expensive. Yeah, I'm getting older. I'm beginning to make the whole price, quality, seltzer thing. It's apparently when you're an adult, you think about stuff like that. But that's not the point here. The point, one of the points is actually that I've been trying to figure out if I'm going to do some strolling stuff at whatever event eventually lets me wander around and inflict this kind of behavior on other people, what exactly I am going to carry, and if it's going to be this, or if it's going to be the Otter. The Otter is a tenor ukulele. It's a little smaller. You see? Look at that. It's like a graphic. You know, if we recorded this right here and turned it into a GIF, someone would use it. They knocked over a seltzer truck, yes. Yes, there's seltzer everywhere. It was very effervescent, but also very messy. Or if I was gonna take this and this, or take one or just the other. If the weather sucks, I'm gonna take this one because this is the waterproof unit. But if the weather is good, there's a number of songs that I can do on this one. They're just at a different tone, a different key. Actually, most of what I can do. Eat Bertha's mussels. They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room. You can eat them in the bar. And that's 2 octaves lower than my usual pitch. Some stuff doesn't quite carry the same way. And part of that is because I'm a tenor. Short neck, high voice. It's a thing. While the riff... works beautifully. It's again 2 octaves lower than what I normally do, and I run the risk of trying to sing as a baritone, and we know a bandolier of ukulele. I just wear one on one side of the strap and one on the other side, just keep shifting them around. But that does lead to a very, very serious subject, which is stringed instrument neck awareness syndrome. Thousands of stringed instrument players suffer from unfortunate neck interaction issues every day, where they have their instrument strung on their back and forget that there's this whole long sticky out thing over here, which can interact with door frames, chairs, walls, other people's legs, small farmyard animals, power tools, and the like. Always be aware of where your neck is. You'll thank me. Thank you for reminding me of that very important thing there, Tom. Now, so I'm gonna do the next song. I'm gonna do is actually the one that has that riff, but it's gonna be on this one because the C7 chord, which I make extensive use of. You know, I ought to tune these things too. The C7 chord, which I make extensive use out of. This does not have a built-in tuner. Is hey, it's almost stayed in tune. I'm amazed by that. Good enough for a freaking live stream. There we go. Is very easy on the tenor ukulele. It's a one-finger wonder. I love the thing about the ukulele is there's so many things you can play with just one finger. And when you are a person of diminishing physical and mental faculties like myself, it's a good thing. So C7 chord is just one finger right there on one string. That's a C7 chord. This is an A7 chord. Isn't that awesome? Those 7 chords actually do carry over, just again 2 octaves lower on that one. So we're going to see if I can play this and if I can do the riff and not die. This is one of the few riffs I actually play with more than one finger because it actually makes more sense. Let's see if I can do it and actually do the song, shall we? Renaissance minstrel, minstrel. Let's try that one again because we clearly didn't launch properly. Relax, it's just a rehearsal. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. I pray thee, my Lord, will you hear this song? It took me years to write, but will not take too long. It's based on a sonnet by a man named Kit, and I need a patron, so I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. 'Tis a noble saga of a wandering knight, and his loving lady keeps him up at night. His son's a lowly squire to schlepping swords. 'Tis a steady job, but he longs to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel, minstrel. There's 100 verses, give or take a few. Well, I'll be writing more in a week or two. I can make it Latin if you like the sound. Said put two sus armored, and I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. If you do enjoy it, I could sing it there. I get so tired of wandering from fair to fair. If you must return it, send it to the king. He'll just put his name on it and call himself a Renaissance minstrel. minstrel. They usually faded out, you see, minstrel. I'll try to end this gracefully, minstrel. Not bad. Hey, Heather. Hello, Pennsylvania. How are you? I'm assuming that autumn has actually come over there to Pennsylvania, just pushing stuff all over the place. We now have a lot of wind here in South Texas and San Antonio, where I'm broadcasting from an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, right this very moment. We have a lot of wind. It was glorious. I went out to the IKEA because it was my day. I took a day off and stood outside the IKEA waiting for it to open because I was impatient. And by God, I had one bookcase left to get, and I was going to get it. I got it, by the way, so mission accomplished. That riff is still kind of a challenge to me, and it's weird because I've only been doing it for, 6 months. You'd think I'd know it by now, but see, like, even there. If I just don't think about it, it's fine, and if I just pretend like no one cares, it's even better. But if no one cares, then it doesn't matter whether I do it right or wrong, so there it is. The next song I am going to do is a brand new song, and it is a brand new song that was conceived by me from a Usenet posting. Well, actually from a Facebook posting, which was actually a Facebook posting of a capture of a tweet. Because apparently that's all social media is these days. It's just us constantly forwarding other things back and forth over and over and over from different mediums. Remember back before we had social media, in order to do that, you just had to have somebody's out forward something over that had been forwarded 175,000 times, and you'd know it was forwarded because the subject line always had RE:, 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 FWD:. Ah, good times. Good times. Anyway, this one is about, there was some conversation somebody was having with their physics professor, and he said we are all victims of physics, and that hit a switch in my brain. And I had to write a song, and I have written a song, and that song is in fact called Victim of Physics. And we'll see how well this goes. This is the one song I have failed to bring up ahead of time, and it makes use of some interesting chord stuff. Now, I don't know what chord this is. I used to know. And if I actually put some effort into it, I could find out. And it's basically first finger, second fret on the first string, second finger, second fret on the third string. And they were the guy who showed me, who did this chord in this video, called that, Darwin Awards, called that the Hawaiian D7. Now, that's not the same as the actual D7, which is that. But it really adds an interesting pitch to this song, and I like it a lot. I'm a victim of physics. Gravity just gets me down. There we go. Well, I'm a victim of physics. Inertia's just pushing me around. My coefficient's so close to zero. I'm a laughing stock in this town. Well, I'm a victim of physics. No lever could be too long. Well, I'm a victim of physics. My weak force just ain't that strong. I get no emotion from motion for the duration of this song. I've lost that primal spark. My quarks don't want to work. I'm so damn disconnected, can't even work a tune and fork. Oh, baby, I'm like a cathode that's just plain stuck. It ain't centripetal force, baby, it's my life. It just plain sucks. Well, I'm a victim of physics. My vector's a crooked line. Well, I'm a victim of physics. Relatively speaking, I don't feel fine. I got a single detection theory, but it can't resolve why I still whine. Well, I'm a victim life is out of scope, so sound the alarm. Well, I'm a victim of physics. My quark's the only thing that has any charm. I can't attract another body, just got my entropy to keep me warm. And it's degrading. I've gone fishing for some light. My future's not that bright. I search for the event horizon, there ain't a single one inside. Oh, baby, I'm as sad as a scientist can be. I gotta call myself peerless, cause not a single peer will review me. Victim of physics blues in sort of 12-bar D7, more or less. I had to actually remember the rhythm on that. I was trying to do a much faster strum on the beginning of the song, which is why this is, in fact, an open rehearsal with heckling. Brand new song will probably go into the catalog and take its place alongside every other doofy song that I've written. I've written somewhere between 30 and 40 original songs in the space of 6 months, and that concerns me just a little bit. I still have other songs I'm working on. Some of these are just ideas that I get in my head, and they just sit there until at some point inspiration will come screaming in from out of a shot and ricochet off my brain. It's like, I gotta write this down now. Sometimes stuff happens fast. Socially Emotionally Distant, which I wrote in about an hour last week, or a week ago Friday, was not my fastest song. I can't even remember what my fastest song was. I think Kaiju Coffee was my fastest song, which actually means I should probably play it because it's just that much fun, and it's a good closer song. I like this a lot. I'm very fond of this song, as are some people out there. You know who you are. I'm looking at you right now through the interwebs. This is also one of those I can kind of get a little 70s rock on it here. And the cartoon over here, by the way, is from Cat's Cafe. You can find them on Facebook. You can also find them on Tumblr. And if you just catscafe.com, no apostrophes, no spaces, none of that cute cleverness, you'll see all kinds of really cool, fun, wholesome stuff. And you need wholesome in your life, okay? I don't care how cutting edge you are. I don't care how edgy you are. I don't care where you are in the socio-political spectrum. Everyone needs wholesome in their life right now. You just pick your own wholesome and work with it. In this case, it's a song about giving giant monsters coffee, which can't possibly go wrong. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Rising up from the deep. A kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Helps them not fall asleep from the depths of the sea to the city downtown. Kaiju gotta get up and start roaming around. But that decade-long slumber is real hard to shake off. What they need is a gallon of that bubbly black stuff. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Rising up from the deep. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Helps them not fall asleep. Just because you're a giant don't mean that you don't have needs. Sometimes some liquid ambition helps you perform great deeds. Gotta level a city first thing in the AM. You need a tank-sized latte, get you going again. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Rising up from the deep. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Helps them not fall asleep. Giant robots need fuel, and man, a kaiju does too. You gotta have a big jolt from 10 gallons of brew. Kaiju cannot breathe fire if their stove isn't lit. Chug down a macchiato, and that flame will not quit. One more. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Rising up from the deep. Kaiju. Kaiju coffee. Helps them not fall asleep. Kaiju. Blackout Pyro, thank you for coming. Oh, I love that one. Hey, Jasper. Hey, Joseph. Joseph, did you catch Victim of Physics? It's on here. You can catch it in the replay. And this is important. Hit up anchor.fm/theadequate because I started yet another dumb little project, because when you're trying to get traction on all your projects, just like come up with 5 more, and then you'll go in 15 directions at once, and some of them will be more forward than others, but still. Anchor.fm/theadequate. There is a new 13-episode podcast I'm doing from there called Ask Philo. Philo Thibodeau Headbecker Kneecap, Red Necromancer from Southeast Texas, and you can ask Philo questions and he will answer them most of the time with some form of accuracy. We will see how that goes, but do check that out, especially, Joseph, you said you were interested in that when I posted it, so I'm going to do 13 of those. If you got any questions for Philo, Redneck Romancer from, I think it's Soggy Stump County, northern southeastern South Texas, somewhere over in that Louisiana, Arkansas, somewhere over in the mucky part of the Texas area. Send him a question via my Facebook feed as a comment or an IM, or to pod@theadequate.com. I'm going to do 13 of these. I would love for some of these questions not to be my own, because what happens is I just give them to Philo, and he just kind of goes after it for about 10, 15 minutes, and eventually he forgets what the question was, and that's where we end it. Quality entertainment. It's on Spotify, of all things. I know, right? I'm on Spotify, weirdly. I think that's pretty much everything this time around. Let's do some quick mercantile business, because, this is a capitalistic society that we live in. The tip jars are up there, around the bin, around the box here. PayPal.com/theadequate and Venmo @theadequate, which is what these hip kids are using these days. I want to thank Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for tossing a few bucks in the bucket. Any money that goes into the tip jar or into my Patreon, of which I have these amazing Patreon peeps here. Check this out. Honestly, Linda and Ann and Stephen and Robin, Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene have all committed beyond all reason to throw $1 or $2 in the bucket every month. And I will continue to crank out things like this, like Ask Philo, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm actually working on a couple of music videos, one of which for the Dread Peasant Festus, because you can use public domain medieval engravings in it, and that's going to work for me well. And get previews of stuff. They got a preview of a couple of songs just recently, so we'll see what else I can inflict upon them as we go. So that's patreon.com/theadequate. You can find all the archives, and oh my eye, over here at facebook.com and twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate, as well as youtube.com/MPLaguerre, which has the Troubadork playlist caught up to last Thursday. So I'll put this one on there, and we'll call it good. Wow. Okay, so this week, short work week for me. Yay. And we will continue to do this stuff until such time as they say you absolutely positively have to come back into the office full time. And although I would like us to return to some semblance of normality, I also kind of don't want to give this up. So I'm not sure how we're going to work that when the time comes. We'll probably do something like this as a 1 hour or maybe even longer format on a Sunday. I've got 2 hours on Sunday blocked out for me to do recording stuff right now, so that may be where we are. That's everything. That's not bad. I hope you enjoyed the songs. I hope you enjoyed the interaction here. Please do. I mean, honestly, when you come here, short work weeks. Longer work weeks make you feel weaker, or something like that. And we're almost in October. And there's a lot of events that would be happening in October that aren't. There are some that are, and if you're going to any of those, be safe, okay? Don't forget, we still have a plague going on. You can have fun and still be safe. It is possible. I've read that in books. We might get back to the podcast, Tom. I'm not sure. It's far easier for me to just riff stuff like this off than it is to try to assemble a podcast. Especially with our current somewhat scattered mental state. I mean, I can write down a bunch of songs. I can write songs and perform songs, and it takes far less production and actual brain cycles than to do the podcast, but I appreciate the fact that you liked them. Those of you who did not catch the podcast, I did 2 seasons worth of them, so you can hit them up over at anchor.fm/theadequate And you can see all those as well as the new Philo project. Be good to yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. Back your friends. Back your friends' play. We're in an interesting and challenging point in the timeline right now, and it's entirely possible that we can come out of this for the better. It will take some effort. Not as much effort as you think, but it will take a certain amount of effort from like a large number of people. So, don't mourn. Organize a little. Work with your friends. Work with your colleagues. We can get through this. Be good to yourselves. Good to each other. Thank you for encouraging my behavior, and I will catch you tomorrow as we do more of this stuff. So take care.